High Carb Fat Loss is an eating program introduced by Rusty Moore and Mark Kieslich. Rusty released a preview version of this course to his email list. At that time, I bought the course when it was an ordinary PDF file. This is my review of the improved online course that you can easily access on either your phone or tablet. Let me tell you a bit about Mark and Rusty, and then I'll dive into some details about the High Carb Fat Loss plan. Mark is an Olympic strength and conditioning coach in Iceland who stays at around 6% body fat eating a carb-based diet. Mark is in his mid-40s and he's been eating a carb-based diet for 5 years. Fats are kept at around 8% of his daily calories. Though Mark is in his mid-40s, he got lean just 3 to 4 months after increasing his carbs and keeping his fats to 8 to 10% of his intake. If you're over 35, you know how hard it can be to lose weight. His diet is mainly starch-based carbs and vegetables, carbs like rice, bread, pasta, and potatoes. Mark is not genetically gifted. On the left are 2 pics of Mark before he switched to this diet. He was a little pudgy back then. On the right is a selfie from this summer. His strength, muscle mass, and testosterone levels are all at high levels, eating a diet that many believe shouldn't work. Mark has teamed with Rusty Moore to create a course based on this exact low-fat approach. Rusty Moore is a former trainer to runway models. His visual impact brand is aimed at people who want to have maximum muscle definition while still being able to fit into stylish clothing. He took Mark's fat loss diet blueprint and turned it into an online course. The course is called High Carb Fat Loss, and it outlines how to get lean quickly eating a diet based on carbs like rice, oatmeal, potatoes, bread, etc. From what you hear and read, you would think carbs are the top cause of body fat and obesity. Here's what's funny. It's close to impossible for your body to convert and store carbs as body fat to any significant degree. The fat you see on your body is from the fat you eat. Carbs can cause the fat you eat to get stored as body fat. The term for converting carbs to fat is called de novo lipogenesis. Your body doesn't even like to do this. Your body prefers to ramp up the metabolism when you ramp up carb intake to burn off the carb calories. The result is carbs rarely get stored as body fat. Reducing the fat you eat and replacing those calories with carbs is a simple way to get lean. Most low-fat diets of the past considered 35% fat as low-fat. However, the magic happens when you reduce fats to just 8 to 10% of your calories. Keto and low-carb diets, over 65% fat, are popular. Mark and Rusty are familiar with ketogenic diets and acknowledge that they can work for fat loss. But they're absolutely convinced that low-fat under 10% is more optimal for long-term health and fat loss. Most weight loss approaches involve fat loss at the cost of your metabolic rate. Put simply, they slow your metabolism to a crawl. Carbs are what fuel your metabolism. What happens when you limit carbs? Your metabolism tends to slow down over time. This is probably the biggest issue with drastically reducing carb intake. Some, though not all, low-carb advocates start to gain weight after following a low-carb diet for many years. High-carb low-fat diets just skip some of the metabolic issues associated with low-carb diets. As we all know, you need a calorie deficit for weight loss. Calories in minus calories out. Carbs increase the calories out part of the equation because glucose gets your metabolism revving. By keeping fat to a minimum, it is unlikely you are going to store any body fat since the body struggles to convert carbs to fat. Since high carbs power your metabolism, you won't experience yo-yo dieting. The high carb fat loss plan is not only a vegan diet, or what I prefer to call a plant-strong diet. Mark is vegan, Rusty is not. Rusty wants this plan to work for everyone. Therefore, the course includes the diet plan he and fellow non-vegans are using with massive success. The high carb fat loss approach doesn't just work for Mark or Rusty. This eating approach has a lot of real-world proof and even more proof than trendier lower-carb diets. To emphasize, it is not a vegan diet, it's a high-carb, low-fat diet with vegan and non-vegan options. The high carb fat loss course is all online. That means it is fully mobile optimized and looks great on your phone or tablet. I highly recommend you pick up their course if fat loss and optimal health is your goal. Thanks for watching.